I want to welcome the GMs and the wives, the godly men and the warm, inviting, feminine, empathetic women out there. Now, in today's video topic, I want to discuss something that God has revealed to me recently, and really it's about how life could be if we were to all just be true to ourselves. It really is a shame, and it really is a pity of man in many ways, even though I do not want to I don't really pity anything, but it is a bit of a shame to see the kind of potential that we all have as human beings just go down the drain because we allow ourselves to be controlled by external stimulants, external simulations and stimulations. We allow ourselves to be caught up in the illusions of reality, so much so that we forget who we are. And God has really seemed to bless me with a clarity of vision to which I'm providing to the people. The way that I see it, I'm doing God's work 24/7. I am completely giving myself to God. I'm completely using my body, my mind, my soul as a vessel of the ancestral Father in the hopes that I know that I will probably not be able to change the world the way that I want to see it someday. I know that there are very many people around the whole world that want to see the world change. However, if I could give but a spark, and if I could just light a fuse of clarity, knowledge, and inspiration to an individual that might actually be able to and be capable of changing the world down the line, then that's what I'm here to do. Because this is what great minds and great souls and great consciousnesses, if that's a word, consciousnesses, they've all done all around the history of time, really. Some of my biggest influences in my life are people that are already dead. And it's not necessarily that they're dead. Physically, yes, they are dead, but spiritually, I feel as if I'm growing closer and closer to understanding the spirits and the souls of these individuals more and more so each day. And so God is, in a very strange way, I wouldn't necessarily call it a curse, but it's not necessarily, and even though it is a blessing, it doesn't always seem like a blessing, to have this clarity of vision, to see what we are all truly capable of, and to realize how we can shape ourselves into any kind of person or thing that we really want to be if we have but the heart and the courage to do so. But this takes energy. This takes a vision that you want to actually see implemented. And sometimes it doesn't even need you don't even need a vision. You just need the desire to do something. There are so many young people out in the world today that have so much energy and vigor and passion. And it's like the system, the society that we live in just continues to punish them because they might be thinking a little bit different from everybody else. And the thing is that these are the people that are truly oppressed. When you as a person cannot express ideas freely in a society, specifically in the United States where we have the First Amendment, this is another reason that you really don't have rights. You don't. You don't have the rights that you think you do anyway. We have God's statutes and commandments, and that's pretty much it. That's all that we really have. We don't have anything that really belongs to us as far as rights. Our rights are illusions that everybody agrees to because it keeps a society structured in some way. But the illusion that you have when you are participating in saying, okay, equal rights for all, let's say this is a very basic one, equal rights for all. Everybody has. The First Amendment is really easy to do this with, so I'm going to use this as an example. Everybody has the right for free speech. Everybody can say whatever they want. Okay, so we live in that kind of society, right? Everybody has that equal right to say something. As soon as you say that this person does not have the right to say something based off of their skin color, based off of their hair, based off of just their ideas in general, based off of who they are, where they've come from, you immediately sabotage that ideal structure. And so I guess it's not necessarily that it is an illusion, but it's an ideal that we are all living by. We know that their rights don't really exist, but it's an ideal for a reason. That's why it's an ideal. I suppose then an illusion would be the wrong perspective to think about it. An ideal would be the more proper perspective. And here's the thing that a lot of people have seemed to tell me things about what I'm speaking on have in common. They consistently seem to say things along the lines of, I love what you're saying. You're keeping it real. You have a lot to say that you don't like. I don't even sometimes want to hear what you have to say. And yet I continue to listen because I know that it's feeding my soul. These are, for all intents and purposes, paraphrases of what I've been told, especially most recently with a lot of the people that I've been communicating with. And I think we need to get to a place where community is valued again. I used to be the kind of person that I really didn't like to talk to people at all. I really didn't like to talk to individuals that, or just people in general, that were trying to it always seemed like people were trying to get something from me. They were always trying to use me for something. They didn't really care. They just were trying to use me, even if I was going to give myself freely to these people. They were just going to use it. And so I became to understand that, well, maybe it's not even necessary for me to offer any kind of anything to these people, because if they're going to just use me anyway, then what the hell's the point? And here's the thing. If you're the kind of person that is going to take what people have for value but not do anything with it, the only person that you're really screwing over is yourself. And you know when a person has value. You know when a person has the ability to change your life. If you listen to my videos, if you go through my archives, I may not be the most articulate person in the world. I may not be the most socially or intellectually challenged individual as well. But I'm definitely not the dumbest. And I'm knowing about these things based off of my experiences. I talk about these things and what I've seen and what I have a vision for based off of my experiences. I have an understanding of what it means to actually live the life that I am envisioning. I'm living this life every single day. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm on the front lines, spiritually speaking, of the war that we're on. We're in a war for freedom right now. They're coming for your freedoms. They're trying to shackle your freedoms. And if you think that for 1 second that if you just go hide away and like a coward, running away from the situation at hand because you don't want to face the adversity, you've got another thing coming. You can either stand on what you believe, or you can die like a coward running away. Either way, this physical body is not going to be forever. So you have the opportunity right here, right now, to take a good hard look at your life, to see what you want to improve, and then actually make something happen. If you are not making the things that you want to have happen in your life, that's on you. That's not on anybody else. And there's the whole saying nowadays, like, oh, nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's coming to save me. As soon as I realized that, I did everything I could. And yet they still don't do anything. It's like you can recite things that you know. You can recite things and ideas that you've heard online or out and about in your community. But guess what? Until you actually take action on those ideas, they're not really yours. So you're actually participating in somebody else's dream rather than trying to build your own. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So we have to recognize when this is happening, why this is happening, and move forward accordingly. Because I'm tired of living in a society in which people are thriving. It's not even thriving. They're just soaking in this egocentric quality of life, thinking that it's uplifting them, and yet they still feel empty down the line. They still feel like they can't accomplish the things that they want to because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in anything about them, their lives in general. Because why? They're fake themselves. Most of the people out here that you're dealing with are fake as crap. It's just ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. And this is why I think we need a community, a sense of community again, to be comfortable with who we are. We're human beings. We're going to be capable of violence. We're going to be capable of really terrible things. We're going to be capable of ghastly perversions. You can see this. You can see this everywhere. Think about just all of the laws that are now being suggested to pass in multiple states or whatever about pedophilia being a freaking like LGBT I don't know if I can say those words actually, or these letters, but the letter people. Pedophilia is becoming like a trend. It's becoming a trend. Drag queen story time, a trend. This stuff is absolutely disgusting. And yet here we are sitting in our society. What are we going to do about it? There's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. That's the unfortunate truth for a lot of this, because people don't want to change themselves. You can't really help people that don't even want to participate in frickin' reality. These are people, like, if pedophilia is going to be legalized, which is just an insane, like, I can't even believe that I'm saying this, but like that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening in these kinds of situations where we have so many different kinds of disgusting habits. We have people in all different kinds of communities and all different kinds of, I don't even like saying the word race because we're all one human race. I think it's just different skin color. Until we can see past these things, until we can see past the skin color, or the eye color, or the hair color, whatever you want to see about your appearance, until we can get past this and be like Martin Luther King said, be judged based off of the content of our characters, there's not going to be a society in which we can actually thrive. So this is going to be a message for you to take on the inspiration to actually make something happen for yourself in your life. That's why people listen to me, is because they actually get a sense of wanting to pursue something more. They actually want to take action. So now, I can't force you to take action. I can't force you to do anything. I'm not that kind of person. I believe everybody should think for themselves. I believe that everybody ought to be given the proper knowledge to succeed in any kind of endeavor. Knowledge and opportunity is what's important. As far as the outcome, it's going to be completely determined by you. And so you have to believe that you're a lucky son of a gun, that you are a competent individual, someone that's confident, someone that actually thrives in chaos. Because if you can't thrive in chaos, man, if you can't be calm and yet aware of your surroundings and the chaos, forget about it. But this is where we're at, and now is the time to make this decision for yourself. So with that being said, peace be with you. Till next time.